Hello everyone, this is my SEP6 personal reflection from Yuhao. In this presentation, I will talk about what cloud provider we chose and the challenges we had. Also, the reflection reflects on DevOps, cloud computing, and serverless computing, and my own contribution to the project. Also, I will discuss how Azure can aid in developing an application. And the last, the specific learning outcomes for the future projects. The first thing I would like to talk about is the challenges during using the cloud provider. First, it's the compatibility. Like different cloud providers may have different APIs and approaches to implementing servers, which can make it difficult to switch between providers or to integrate servers from multiple providers. Like in our project, due to the AWS Cloud Workshop from last semester, and there is a really good Google Cloud guide on installing in SEP6. At the very beginning, we are considering to choose one from AWS and Google Cloud. So actually we choose the Google Cloud first because the nice guide is very detailed and it works very well at the beginning, but it's turned out to be a little complex and hard to maintain later. So we switch to another cloud provider. It's take a while, but finally we choose Azure. But at the end, Azure works pretty good. That's okay. The second is the cost. It can be difficult to accurately predict and control cost when using a cloud provider, as costs may vary based on usage patterns and other factors. For example, as I know from another group who used Google Cloud, they have something like buckets as a new user to Google Cloud. And actually, it is very good. You don't have to pay in the beginning. But later it just used out. But actually, they didn't know, they didn't even know where they used it. Then the second is the performance. The performance of cloud-based system can be affected by a variety of factors, including network latency and the performance of underlying hardware. Here is the use of DevOps, cloud computing, and serverless computing. DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development and information technology operations to deliver a high-quality software in the same time, shortening its development cycle. It allows to feel and see the result not only for me as a developer, but for others as well. This approach to development is very fulfilling. And the server computing makes it easier for developers to build and deploy applications. For example, in this project, serverless computing makes me can focus on the project itself and the underlying code, which there's no specific backend in the project. Now it's my own contribution to the project as well as the general outcome. I was mainly work at the front end and serverless computing with Azure and Firebase. In the front end project, we decided to use the React.js. It is very good choice, I think, because the React.js allows changing data without reloading the page while creating a large web application. Also, the sign in and the sign up, I use the Firebase as authentication to store the user information. It is a very convenient database tool to implement the sign in and sign up functions. Also, the file store database from the Firebase is used as a cloud database in the project, and this implements the serverless computing in the project. And the next part is how cloud tools of choice have aided in developing the project. At the beginning, we tried to set up the Google Cloud as we get a very nice guideline about how to create and set up a new project uh, from Google Cloud on its learning. It works very well at the beginning on the guide guideline, but it turns out to be a bit complex and hard to maintain later because there are too much functions on Google Cloud, I guess, and that makes us a little bit as mess. Then we try to implement the cloud in Azure for the containers, and it's actually worked pretty good. And for the database, I choose the file store database in Firebase, and it makes the whole project much easier to store the user data and the movie data as a database. So, for the specific learning outcomes for the future projects, I think after making this project, I think Azure is one of the choices I will use in the cloud architecture in the future for sure. But also, I should try some more cloud tools in the future. I think, for example, the Google Cloud, which I started with it but didn't go through with it. So I think in the future, if I have the opportunity to work with cloud architecture and I have time to go through it, yeah, I will do that. All in all, in the future, I will try some other cloud providers if I can. That's all my personal reflection. Thank you for watching.